Welcome to this thing called marriage. Thanks for following us. This is Marriage 106. We have begun to look at the answers to the second question, which is, why did God create marriage? Reason, we need to know that so that we will not abuse our marriages. Okay, now we praise further. We have discovered that God created marriage to solve the problem of loneliness. He says it is not good that the man should be alone. It will make for him a companion, that will suit him, that will help him. So that's the first thing. God discovered the problem of loneliness. Now we want to look again into the issue of loneliness. First Peter chapter 3, verse 7. It could have been best if we start reading from verse 1 down, but just for the sake of time, verse 7, he says, you husbands, dwell with your wife with knowledge, with understanding, giving honor unto them as a weaker vessel. He said, because it is together with them, together with your wife, that you will receive grace of life or gift of life, according to the Good News Translation. So you see, the companionship of your wife is not just to keep you company in physical things. Even in receiving from the Lord, her companionship is needed. He said, together with her. The King James says, you are heirs together. You are to possess together. You are inheritors together. So the companionship that you gain from your wife is even useful in collecting spiritual benefit, in collecting the gift of God, in receiving grace for life. And that means that anytime you go to the Lord in prayer, God is checking whether you came alone or you came with your spouse, whether you have abandoned the man you're supposed to keep company and you're running to him. And God is saying, hey, madam, where is the man I asked you to go and keep company? Where is the man I brought you to keep him, to be part of his life? And then you are saying, my husband is not a serious man. My husband is not born again. My husband does not love God. That is not the correct answer. You abandon him and you're going to the Lord. And the same thing goes to many husbands, especially those of us that are in ministry. We have abandoned our wives because of ministry. You have made your secretary your traveling partner instead of your wife. You have turned your ushers to become the ones keeping you company. You have made so many bodyguards around you that your wife is pushed outside there. And you forgot that she's the only right person that God has brought into your life to keep you company. That's why you see, you find yourself messing around with young girls because of the absence of your wife. You discover that Satan finds it easy to pull men down, especially men who do not allow their wives to come into their plan. Several of you men can testify how you hid a particular thing from your wife and the thing backfired. You can confirm how you plan to do something. It may be a good thing. Maybe you plan to do a business that will bring more income to your family, that you locked your wife away. You did not allow her companionship to be involved in your business, and so that was how you lost that business. You see how you put your wife away, even when you want to plan your house, when you are buying a field of land or you are trying to do something, and you said, no, this is not a woman matter, this is men issue. And that is how you incur so much damages, so much losses, which her presence could have helped. Can I tell you something, sir? Nobody will value you like your wife. If you see a wife messing up, if you see a wife abusing, insulting her husband, disrespecting her husband, it is not her nature. By nature, every woman honors her husband. If you see such a thing happening, Mr. Man, I think you should check yourself. There is something you are not doing. Now, when you block your wife out of your life, you don't allow her to play her role in whatever you are doing, you will change her. She will no longer be the wife you wanted her to be. She will start fighting you. And all the things you have brought to replace her, they become her rival. she fight them. She fight your mother. She fight your siblings. She fight your colleagues. She fight your business. She fight your work. The reason is simple. They have replaced her in your life. They have taken over the space she needed to occupy in your life. Could you just open your heart to her? Can you just say, Madam, I am very sorry. I thought something else can be more useful to keeping me company than you. And because sometimes when I'm talking ABC, you appear at XYZ. You don't tend to see things the way I see, but I know that it is for my benefit. Open up for her. Let her come in. Let her be that companion that the Lord has given you. And I bet you, my brother, you will discover that you had a treasure in your wife. You will discover that you had a deposit of grace, deposit of treasure in that woman. But as long as you don't recognize her as your spouse, as your companion, oh, you keep struggling. Pray that the Lord will open your eyes to see this. And I also pray that every wife who is listening to this will know that if you leave if anything else takes your attention more than your husband, you have missed it. He may, if it's money or business or job or career, whatever, if it has become more valuable to you than your husband, you have missed it. I pray you understand and follow up. Thank you. God bless you for listening. Keep sharing. Marriage 106 is on the way.